What's going on, guys? It's Mike Battista here. This is my YouTube channel. We're out here at Thunderstrike Ranch. It's beautiful, it's sunny, it's hot, and we'll be conducting sonic operations. I hear there's a lot of paranormal activity going on out here, so we're trying to get to the bottom of it best we can, get some good footage, and have a good time.
They're pretty dang nice.
That's fancy.
Yep. This is the horse you ride. My kid's horse. And then this one over here, his name is Duke. We got two Dukes.
Two Dukes.
That one's Duke Stir, and this one's Duke. He's a nice horse too. He's not broke. He packs salt around, but never broke. Right here in between the crease of that, just right kind of where you see that orange trailer, there's an old Spanish smelter right there in between those two hills. And so the Spanish would come and mine gold in this ridge right here, and then take it down there to refine it in their smelter right there and stuff. And yeah, so there's a lot. The Uintas are just full of gold mining history and stuff like that, and filled with Spanish mines and stuff. So that's kind of what this is a mine area. And then there's a lot of other weird things happening.
Like underground tunnels and stuff?
Yeah.
Have you explored
We've
them?
never found, so I'll show you over here. There's a what they thought was an opening one. There's a wire, there's a big old cable goes straight into the ground, and they've tried to dig it up, but
Yeah, let's go check it out.
they weren't super.
The reason that's relevant is it all ties into those Native American rituals that the Navajo were doing to put guardian spirits and entities on the land to protect the place because of that, you know, human trafficking going on.
Sage.
Yeah.
So my limited knowledge right here about gold mining, that's iron in there, right?
Yeah, that does look like iron, yeah.
So you're gonna find gold in an iron, like a vein of iron right next to the vein. So we found other gold mines up in the mountains and stuff. They've always got these rocks look just like this. Well, a little bit more about they enslaved the natives, but the natives were already mining these mines, you know. So a lot of, I've read some different books about how they think the gold of El Dorado, Montezuma's treasure, is in these hills.
No kidding.
So that like when the conquistadors came down to Mexico down there, they took all the gold out from there and they brought it all back up into here, because this is where they mined it from, and they've hidden it up in the caves in here, up just way up in the mountains there. But yeah, they've traced a lot of gold. Like there's a ship that they took a bunch of the treasure down there from Mexico, and it crashed off the shore there, and they were able to trace the gold and the mineral. Somehow they can trace the minerals like fingerprints, and it came from these mountains here, from down there in Mexico, and a lot of their gold was actually mined here.
So the gold they found in Mexico, they've traced, and they know that it came from the Uinta Basin up here.
Yeah, a lot of it, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So why I think that ancient history and stuff is relevant, why we're talking about skinwalkers and all that, is when it comes to Skywatcher and your experience doing psionics and throughout your life, you were telling me, Mike, that you've seen and experienced things that relates to stuff that you've seen in some of my videos where I've filmed petroglyphs. And
Yeah, I'd like to think so. So some of the things I've seen kind of point to that direction, for sure. Maybe the same thing that the ancients have witnessed, that they took the time to carve into these rocks so we could see them, you know. So
right. So tell Donovan what you do, and here you are.
Yeah.
I've kind of mentioned it, but this will be good for everybody watching too.
I'm a former U.S. Army Green Beret, and I was kind of catapulted into this sector of work, accidentally, I suppose. Yeah, I started having experiences, you know, when I was younger, when growing up and stuff, but nothing really too crazy. And then, you know, everything kind of just changed. It was March 15th, 2021. I was actually at my house, and I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and there's something in the sky that was completely absurd looking. And you know, it kind of started the path that I'm on. It was this big blue mist with a transparent cube on the inside of it. And I was like, hey, I gotta go. I gotta take a picture. Got off the phone, went snap some pictures of it, took a video, and you know, it seemed like every single day for months and months and months after that occurrence, these entities, crafts, or whatever you want to call them, NHI, were almost like buzzing me, like trying to get my attention.
They were tempting you.
Yeah, something like that. And it went on for, you know, I was still in the military at the time, so it's not like I wanted to tell anyone about it. I was going through a divorce. So it was very isolated, just me and my dog, and then these crafts were visiting me on the daily. Yeah, and it kind of just piqued my interest and started investigating on my own and started collecting a lot of footage and having these experiences and, you know, still trying to figure out why it was happening to me and trying to almost grappling with my own sanity at the time. You know, I was like, I had all this footage, but I'm like, I'm going to wake up in a padded room or what?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Are they going to come get me?
How did you start figuring out that it had a connection to your consciousness and like your thought processes and meditation and things, or whatever you did?
It seems like when these, you know, crafts would come in and these lights in the sky and, you know, these entities, like it's almost like they're trying to teach you something, and like, you know, there's ways to like validate the experience like that you're having. That's like, hey, I see you, you see me, we're really doing this, you know. You know, through methods, it's almost like you're building a language between us. And
did you find something?
No, it's just, I thought so.
Oh yeah, you're good. So just through you started realizing like you were having premonitions and things, or like what was happening to you?
Well, so it's
like,
you know,
you could predict things and then it would happen, or what?
One of the first major occurrences of like, hey, like we're really doing this. I was out on Cape Cod, and you know, I saw this. You know, this is still very early on.
Cape Cod, you said?
Yeah, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and it's still very early on in my experiences. And I saw this look like an orb going by in the sky. You know, I'd grown up, you know, watching like UFO documentaries, whatever. So I had an inclination that they were like, if they were going to communicate, it'd be like through thought or telepathy or something. And the thing was just going by, and I was like, well, if you can hear me, stop. And this thing just stopped dead in its tracks. I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa.
So you just straight up asked?
Yeah, I just asked.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, that was strange. Like, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. I was like, all right, Mike, you're getting delirious. You need to go to bed. It's time for bed. And I was like, all right, well, if this is real, you see me, I see you. Shine the brightest white light that you can. This thing just started glowing. The little mini sun just like, and I was like, okay, all right. 2 out of 2. I was like, all right, let's shake it off. Mike, go to bed, you're delirious. And the third time, I was thinking, I was like, all right, well, if we're really gonna do this, like go to this part of the sky. And this thing would move to the part of the sky that I'd ask it to. It went on for about 10 minutes. And then I was into that one.
Huh. But 2 for 2, where you basically projected a thought, made a request, and then it responded and did what you asked.
I think it's important to have forms of validation for your experience.
Yeah.
In ways that they can respond, you know. So like, hey, flash once, flash twice.
Yeah. Like just like a basic communication. Like, Mike, have you ever been to ancient petroglyphs like this or anything?
I've been to a couple, not like out in the mountains like this, no.
How did, like 3,000 years ago, how did they draw a picture of something that you have a picture of on your phone?
And in the picture, there's something in his hand too.
Right. Another one coming up, and they're just like a pier.
It's going the other way now.
This one's going left, yeah. Look at that. Oh my gosh, dude. On the night vision, it is obvious. Whoa, I just got a big shooting star. Yeah, it's moving like it's going away from us now.
Yeah, well, it's going up now.
Going up and up and up and up. Oh, faster, 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 faster. Look at it go away. Look at it, how fast it's going away. NV now.
That's really picking up.
There it is, there it is, there it is.